Why? Joining me from Delphi, Barbara McDonald, who hasn't missed a word of testimony. Barbara McDonald, isn't it true that when the audio is enhanced, because remember, Libby is walking along on gravel, and you can the wind is blowing. She's out there in the woods coming down off that trestle bridge, which is really high up. If you take a good look at it, it's up there with tree tops. It's very high up. We visited it. It's way up there. So she's walking along the gravel off this trestle bridge. If you enhance that audio, multiple ear witnesses state that you hear one of the girls saying words to the effect of, "Does he have a gun?" Or "Gun? He's still there?" Or "Is he still there?" That's why they don't want it enhanced.
I listened to that video several times, Nancy, and I really struggled to make out what exactly was being said. In addition to the gravel and the wind that you mentioned, Abby, or rather Libby, when she's making that video, is moving her phone up and down, almost like this. And so you don't have one steady shot of the man. You definitely see at the beginning of the video that he is further behind Abby. Abby is looking down at the railroad ties. We all know it's a very treacherous bridge to cross, and you need to pay attention to where you're putting your feet. And she appears to be doing that. To me, it sounded like she was asking Libby if he's still there, if he's still behind her. And towards the end of the video, he absolutely makes up much of that ground and is much closer to her at the end of the video than he is at the beginning of that 42-second video. The video ends right after he tells them down the hill. We did hear testimony and saw pictures of a slide area where the leaves were disturbed at the south end of that bridge going down that hill. It is very steep. I have walked that area myself. I went down on my butt, so you could imagine that perhaps the girls did the same thing.
Would that disturbance of the leaves, Barbara McDonald, be consistent with the girls going down on that side and then being forced to wade across the creek and their bodies being found on the other side?
Yes, so there were two hills they would have gone down. The first part of the hill was described as perhaps 15 or 20 feet down. And then there's a gravel driveway that's a private driveway belonging to one of the homeowners on that south side of the creek. And then there's another hill, also about 15 or 20 feet, that they would have gone down to be in what was described as sort of a floodplain area closer to the creek. And the state's theory is that that's where Richard Allen was intending to have his way with these girls. Those are the prosecutor's words from his opening statement, and that he was interrupted there, perhaps by that homeowner who would have been driving along that private drive about 3:30 that afternoon, and then therefore crossed the creek with the girls onto Ron Logan's property where they were killed.
Barbara McDonald, tell me again your impressions of what you could hear. Did you hear the enhanced version or no?
I don't believe I heard the enhanced version. I heard the original version. You could make out the down the hill spoken by the man. There is only one man in the video that I saw, that 42-second video. But I really struggled to hear what I believe Abby says to Libby about, is he still there? I really listened for the word gun. I even closed my eyes and listened to the video a couple of times, trying to really make out what was spoken. And it is just not very clear. Certainly wasn't clear to me. I think it is open to interpretation, which is why I think the defense wants the jury to be able to hear those words and make up their own mind about what is said.